Good morning, Pisces, or afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this world today. Okay, I am really excited for you. Excited to get your reading done. It would be your normal reading, but because you guys always get over 100 views, this gets to be your bonus reading. Okay, so the first card out that we've got for you, it's quite beautiful, and it's about masks. It's about what you're showing to the world versus what you're hiding. Aww, Pisces. Some of you definitely are at that point. It's the Two of Water. So you're at that point where maybe you're adjusting yourself to fit in, to be with other people or circumstances because of a lack of confidence. Do you see that card? It's actually quite beautiful. Sorry for the squeaky chair. So it speaks to confidence and awareness, self-acceptance, forgiving, self-belief, deserving, being receptive, and consequences. And the key words are, you are beautiful. Be aware of weaknesses, but focus on strengths. Mistake. It's an opportunity to learn. Let go of the ideal of perfection. Love yourself for who you are. Happiness at another's expense. The emotional cost of your actions. Beautiful card. It stands before you with a quiet confidence and awareness. Despite his scared appearance, he sees only beauty when he looks at his reflection. A gentle smile curves his lips as he regards himself with kindness and understanding. He has many weaknesses, and during his lifetime has made many mistakes, and yet he chooses to see the lessons he has learned and forgive himself instead of holding on to feelings of shame, regret, and guilt. Every scar makes him more beautiful, and every mistake presents him the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become wiser. Like all of us, he has many strengths to balance out his weaknesses, and it is these strengths on which he chooses to focus. He believes he is deserving of both love and happiness, and even when life offers an experience that scars, he refuses to allow hurt or disappointment to erode his self-belief or close his heart. This does not mean that he is blind to his flaws. Rather, he accepts them for what they are, parts of a whole that is imperfect and perfect at the same time. The Four of Water arrives in your reading to ask whether you look at yourself with less love than you should. Do you see only your flaws and imperfections and feel as if you should apologize for having them instead of seeing them as something that gives you depth and character? Those flaws and scars and imperfections are aspects of your nature that make you truly beautiful. You would shine like the sun if you would accept them and forgive them and allow them to simply be a part of who you are. It's time to let go of the idea that to be perfect is to be without flaw. Stop looking for the perfect relationship, the perfect idea or creation, the perfect career, or the perfect opportunity. Every relationship, every idea or creation, every career path, and every opportunity has flaws, imperfections, and the potential to fail or go awry. Realize that perfection is paradoxical. It's a paradoxical state that exists only when there is peaceful acceptance and unconditional love for those scars, weaknesses, and flaws. Perfection is only achieved in seeing, accepting, and loving the flaws, knowing that they are an undeniable, necessary part of the beautiful, magical whole. The Four of Water comes to ask you to release any feelings of inadequacy or discomfort. You are, in this moment, everything you are meant to be, and so much more. Love yourself without condition. So the potential blockage is that you are worthy and deserving of all that you dream of, but remember, so is everyone else. What if your joy comes at the expense of another person? Can you stand tall and proud and have respect for yourself if happiness carries the price of another person's heartbreak or failure? Can you take genuine delight in your circumstances? Unintentional actions that cause hurt are one thing and can be forgiven, but what of the emotional consequences of an act done with awareness and intent? The Four of Water, when it appears, cautions you against vanity, arrogance, selfishness, and self-importance, and symbolizes a need to look yourself in the eyes. Are you about to choose a path that leads to another's distress or downfall? If the answer is yes, be mindful of the fact that the universal law of cause and effect will hold court and sit in judgment. As always, there will be reward and consequence offered. If your choice is to continue forward, knowing that you may bring emotional anguish to another, be sure that the reward is far greater than the price you may end up paying. If you are at a crossroads, don't do it. You still have the opportunity to answer no and have your actions reflect that choice. That is so beautiful. I think really, as we see the other cards come out, we're going to see exactly the depth of what this card means in your situation. But it's beautiful in the fact that, okay, here we go. Ace of Wands. Okay, my Pisces, some of you aren't feeling very good about yourselves. Your confidence is down. You're not feeling this spark of creativity. Or perhaps you're judging your creative aspects. Perhaps you're looking in that mirror and what you're seeing is not exactly the truth of the situation. You could be beating yourself up and trying to compare yourself with others, because I see these two faces on the card. You may think that you're not good enough, or that what you have to offer isn't as special or unique as what other people have. But the truth is, what you do have to offer is beautiful. And really, look at that scar on the side of his face there. Does that make him less beautiful? It only does if you think that way. It only does if you hold that belief. And where does that belief come from? It comes from society. And the funny thing is, for every person that criticizes you for something, interestingly enough, there will be somebody else that will applaud you and praise you for whatever that quote unquote weakness or whatever it is that's holding you up, I guess, basically. Whatever you feel is your weakness or flaw, somebody will love. It's what you choose to focus on that you will see in the world around you, right? So if you're beating up on yourself, then you're going to attract those that are going to beat up on you as well. And that's what Spirit is saying. Spirit wants you to look in that mirror and smile. And every scar is a testament to what you have been through. And you have been through a lot. The Tower. You have gone through health ailments. You have gone through surgeries. You have gone through divorces. You have gone through breakups. You have gone through family problems. You have gone through problems with friendships where everything you thought that was solid and firm burned to the ground. You have gone through extreme hurdles when it comes to having absolutely nothing. You had everything taken away from you. You struggled financially. You struggled for inner strength. You struggled to find the energy. Maybe some of you beat up on yourself and call yourself lazy because maybe you get tired. Well, guess what? You have limitations. You're human. We have limitations. You've gone through so much. But now, Spirit is saying in this moment, look at yourself, because the foundation is everything that you have gone through. And what's crossing it is you're wanting to give up. You don't have that spark within you to want to go forward. Does that mean that you're flawed? Or does it simply mean that you have gone through all of this and then some, maybe a few times over, maybe many times over, because it took a while to figure things out, and now you're just exhausted? Does that make you a bad person? No, it does not. Does that make you less than? No, it does not. It simply means that you need some time to rest and relax. Time to meditate, time to get back to yourself. Time to really think about these thoughts that you're holding and shed some light on them as to whether or not they're true. So for example, I have a scar under my lip. And luckily, where it's located, you can't really see it, but it does make my smile a tad bit crooked. Nobody else says anything about it, but it's something that I always see when I look in the mirror. And I'm constantly on top of myself, like, oh, I wish I never had that scar. But you know what? At the end of the day, who's the one noticing it? The one holding up the mirror. And so when I don't notice it, like when I get involved in the day or whatnot else, then no one else notices it either. That's key, because that's where you start to realize it's only what I'm focusing on that will bring awareness to it, right? So take that time to heal. Take that time to sit back and really learn to cut out the things. Oh, look at that cutout, King of Swords. Don't focus on those things, because you know what? You're judging yourself too harshly. Everybody has flaws. There is nobody that's perfect. And somebody may have been in your life that was very, very cutting with their words. Maybe a few people, maybe a lot of people. But the one thing that you needed to learn is that you can also be the executioner. You can take that sword and say, thank you, but not today. I don't believe what it is that you're saying. Or you could even turn around and say, I see what you're saying to me and thank you for sharing, but that's only your opinion. And you don't need to hold that opinion as truth. You get to be the grand juror of your thoughts and beliefs. Wow, that is so powerful. In the near future, you're going to come out of heartache. You're going to start releasing sorrows and regrets and fears, or you're going to stop hurting yourself. You're going to show up for you. And you're going to do so by doing this, cutting out the things that just don't matter. Okay, so yeah, you may get lazy on a weekend. Are you not tired? Have you not worked? And if you haven't worked, have you not studied? Have you not been working on something? Was there something you were not giving your energy to? Because if there was nothing that you were giving your energy to, then right, feel bad about yourself. And then when you feel bad about yourself, just make that decision to be more active, to change it the next time. And just take baby steps. If, for example, your house needs cleaning and you feel as though it's gotten on top of you, just do one small thing a day. If it feels too overwhelming, just pick one corner of one room, clean that. See how you feel. Then it doesn't seem so daunting and it doesn't seem so huge, like such a task that you can't complete. You're going to come out of this sorrow. And I'm looking at those swords and I feel as though it's horrible words that people have said to you in the past that stuck with you, but you're getting strong and you're releasing them now. Look at that, judgments. That's in your current energy right now. You're judging yourself so harshly. Also remember too, that the voices that you hear in your head, which we call the quote unquote inner critic, those voices come from something that somebody else has told us. But what we never knew growing up is that we have the choice to believe it or not. So any nasty word that you heard, if it hurts you and it's replaying in your head, do you know why it hurts you? Because your soul is trying to tell you it's not the truth. So think opposite of that. Once you do that, you'll stop criticizing yourself. You'll realize that that was somebody else's judgment, and it usually comes from their own insecurities that they project outwards. See how we're all a mirror to each other? Let's see the energy around you. Aw, see? Somebody loves you. Somebody sees you as absolutely gorgeous. Somebody sees you as beautiful, nurturing. They see the light of everything that you are, but you don't see it. And that's what the heartbreak is. But come out of that heartbreak, my love. The only one that doesn't see it is you. Your self-esteem right now might be a little bit down. But Spirit is telling you, it's time to lift your head and love and nurture yourself as a mother would do. Be kind to yourself. Every time a negative thought comes up, it's not true. Stop it in its tracks. Cut it out. You're the executioner. Let's see the hopes and fears, please. Right, okay, so this could be to do with a relationship. Perhaps someone has caught your eye, or you've caught their eye, and you don't know if you're good enough for them. But the only reason why you don't know if you're good enough for them is because you're letting the negative thinking from the past influence what it is that you see in the mirror. And what you see is not what other people see. They see beautiful. They see magnificence. They see abundance. They see somebody who's incredible. Now, you need to see it. See what the outcome of this is going to be. What is the outcome? This is guidance for you today. That's right. That's right. You're on a journey right now, and you're moving towards ending these old ways of thinking, behaving, and living. But you are being recognized, and you are beautiful. And now your whole world is going to open up. And I say that because she's focused outwards. So all of this in the past is going to help you create your new life. And your confidence is going to build. You're going to have victory in whatever this is, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a job, whatever you feel that you're not good enough for, guess what? You are going to change it with this bit of information here from this beautiful card. And also the surrounding cards that are helping you see into your psyche as to what the blockage was and is. Perhaps you had a critical mother. And that's the voice you hear over and over in your head. Because we absorb like a sponge. So if somebody said something negative to you while you were growing up, or it could have been a caregiver of any sort, you hold on to that because you always wanted to make them happy. But the truth is they were just expending their anger on you. It's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you're not beautiful enough. Or if this was friends and they bullied you or said anything horrible to you, guess what? Wrong. That was them taking out their anger. And they needed an emotional punching bag. And guess who ended up being that emotional punching bag? You. That's why this is your lesson. So learn it like Spirit says you're going to. Cut that shit out. You have so much victory. You've overcome these obstacles and you're moving on. So Spirit says keep going. And believe you me. Whatever you see about yourself, someone else will see about yourself. So once you start loving yourself, someone else will. All right, my Pisces, I'll get you an advice card and then I'll close this out and wish you an amazing day. I hope that this helped. Surrender frustration. And I think that frustration comes from dealing with people externally. You know, it's time to get this thick skin. It's time to realize that we give other people's opinions, thoughts, and words way too much power over us. So that frustration, it doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. And once you do, you're sitting there in that throne with your sword, and you can make that logical decision about what you will allow and what you won't, especially when it comes to somebody else's words. Does that mean you need to take them down with harsh words? Not necessarily. You don't need to go to their level. You just need to draw a boundary externally. Kings are outward focused. So you draw a line in the sand. Thanks for sharing. And walk away. You don't let it in like the Queen of Swords would. You don't let that in because it's not truth. Okay? All right, you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and I will see you soon. I love you so much. Take it easy. Bye, guys.